to episode 3, or should I say the bonus episode of Return of the Ohms, content, non-content. As I stated earlier, going forward, I will be having guests. So be it. And I will be discussing much, much deeper things. You know, I'm just going to give you some thoughts right now. Some thoughts that maybe you haven't had and maybe can give you some thoughts of your own. Some thought-provoking thoughts and concepts. The first one is that perhaps the Illuminati is real. And perhaps the Illuminati is not some evil, horrible, elitist group, but is instead a group driven to illuminate the darkness. Illuminate I. The eye illuminates. Illuminate all that the eye sees. I do believe that there is definitely a group or multiple groups of shadow people that rule and control a good portion of this world and have so for many of thousands of years. And I believe that they have become exceptionally good at throwing shade and playing diversions and look over here, but don't look at what's in my other hand. You know, tactics like that. I believe that they've become extremely well at doing it. They've become very good at doing it. So, if they are, in fact, real, and these Bilderbergs and Rothschilds and all these lineages that took over power out of less than appropriate means, then it would go with reason to say that these people with such wealth and power and reach would also be able to control media, which, when you research it, most of the major media corporations and companies that control the channels and things that we see in this country are owned eventually by the same company. So, what that means is that even people like Fox News and CNBC and MSNBC and Fox 2 and all these other channels, right? So on one channel, you'll get one view. Oh, this person is bad. This is a bad thing. And on the other news channel, you get, but this is truly a good thing, right? What this means is that it's actually the same person. So, if in fact the research has been done is true, that means that they are intentionally causing disillusionment. They're trying to fool you. They are trying to pull a veil over your eyes. They're trying to divide the masses, right? And as we all know, you must conquer and divide. It's the most logical way to control something is to conquer and divide. Divide and conquer. A house, what is that saying? A house divided upon itself cannot stand. So, with that same theory and logic, if one person was to control all media, then if they had a sinister goal for us, it would go with reason to also say that that would be their intention, is to divide and conquer, which they can do by owning all the news channels and then pushing different narratives. It's not hard to go onto YouTube and find the great many amount of collages of newscasts that all repeat the same phrases. And what that tells you, and what that means is that this headline or narrative has been sent down from above, from their superiors, as something that they're supposed to say. These news anchors are given scripts. They read from teleprompters. I mean, this is common sense. They are reading information that is being given to them from something else. So, in my mind, the Illuminati gets a very sinister outlook constantly. They're always in the center of conspiracy and hate and vile talk, especially with the music industry and the movie industry in Hollywood. I don't believe it for a second. I believe that the Illuminati, if real, is an organization built to illuminate us, to shed light on the darkness, on the shadow figures that run the world, the corrupt. And I believe that it's a grand veil and a grand scheme and trick and a great lie, deception, that has been used to place such bad, foul things upon the Illuminati's name. What better way to destroy something than to slander it? So, that's my thoughts. You know, I know a lot of YouTubers that do these kind of videos will pop things up on the screen and click this link to go read more about this and go read my wiki and look at where this came from and look at all this kind of stuff. Let me tell you something. I'm in my mid-30s, and I have not just gone to YouTube and typed in, I want to know about UFOs, and then watched a few videos and came to conclusions of it. And the Illuminati, I watched a video that said Katy Perry was a part of the Illuminati and then drew a conclusion from it. No. It's not what I'm doing here. This is many years of thinking logically and playing chess in my mind. And, you know, I feel like the Illuminati is a good thing. I really do. I feel like the Masons are not. I have an uncle who's a 33-degree Mason, and he is a very unique individual. So, just some things to think about. These are some of the topics that I'm going to really dive into in the coming weeks. I'm going to get in here, and these are going to be long episodes, so these little bits and pieces of things and little snippets and stuff, just some stuff to give you to think about. Also, speaking on the Christian faith, which I will bring up other faiths, the Wheel of Karma, Buddhism and reincarnation and all this, we will get there. We will get there. I am not attacking Christianity by any means. I am not attacking any religion, so let that be a disclaimer first and foremost. I am not attacking a religion. I'm not saying one religion is better than another, and I'm not saying that any of it is true or false. I'm simply taking the text and going through it. So, let me see. In the Bible, in the end of the Bible, which is confusing because some of the things that happen at the end of the Bible in John the Revelation's dreams took place at a different time frame than some of the other stuff. So it's all jumbled up. But it says that at some point in humanity's future, a great deception will fall upon the face of the earth. A deception so great that it will fool even the strongest and the most willed of Christians. And for as long as I can remember, I've wondered what that verse is supposed to mean. What could possibly fool somebody? It's like this. You go in to take a math test, and your teacher gives you and says to you, here are the answers. These are the answers to the test. Now, remember that most of you will fail this test. Most of you will fail. But yes, these are the correct answers. Yes, these are the correct writings. But you will be deceived and you will fail the test. That's more or less what this verse is speaking of. And this is how it's translated to my brain. And I've always wondered what could possibly cause strong-minded, willed Christians to be deceived. I mean, what could it be? Because if you're given all the answers in the Bible, the false prophet, the Antichrist, and all these kind of things that can be debated. I understand that's for another time. Just the term the Antichrist can be debated back and forth for a year or more, whatever. I'm saying that it speaks in this Holy Bible of something that is so great that it can deceive people who already have the answers in their hands. What could that be? My thoughts, and this is where I'm going to leave this. This is not a conclusion video. This is not oh my God, this is a crazy story of Yetis. No, these are just thought-provoking concepts for you to kind of ponder on this week. And if you have any thoughts and you have comments that you want to get out and bring back in here, go ahead and do that. So, what I believe, and maybe this will give you kind of an idea of where this channel is going to head. I believe that there are extraterrestrials. That there are other life forms out here in this massive universe who travel to and from and have advanced technology. And I also believe that some of them are good and that some of them are sinister. I believe that for many years they have been trying to genetically alter themselves and sort of become us, to be able to blend in and kind of just make it amongst us. I also believe that with technology that they have, that they would be able to literally come down from the clouds or the heavens, and that they would be able to land and broadcast to the nations that they are indeed angels. In the Christian text is what they're called. And I believe that they would have the ability to be presented on earth as angels. These beings that came from heaven, came down to earth, and they gave us gifts of healing and technology and peace. There was peace amongst the earth. But it also says in the Holy Bible that peace was only to last for a set amount of time. So I could see a massive amount of Christians on this planet seeing these beings that look like us. Because if it's true that they exist and that they've been messing with our DNA and they've been fusing it with their own and they've been trying to appear more like us, then at some point, if they are advanced enough, they would be able to have the perfect representation of a human body. They could look godly. They could have glowing hair and magnificent glowing eyes. And they could literally do whatever they wanted. And they could come down to this earth and they could claim to be the Messiah or the angels, and they could completely deceive a majority of the Christian population immediately. That's my theory. That's one theory. So anyways, this is some thought-provoking stuff for you. This has been a thought-provoking moment by yours truly, the Yeti. For Return of the Ohms, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And go ahead and say hello to my little wizards and my little dragon here. I've also got another one. I can't leave him out. He's just as cute. Yeah. Shoot me some messages. Give me some comments. Let's get in and let's do this. This week is going to be a good week for this. And we are going to have guests. And we are going to have deeper discussions on these topics. And we are going to go into some pretty fun and adventurous places. So again, remember, as always, don't be toxic. Be mindful. Peace.